That's a funny image to start off with. There we go. At the reverse card. All right, guys. So we had a nice big market crash. If you were tuned into the channel yesterday or got any notifications, we released two videos. And look, you know, in the cryptocurrency markets, I mean, we're all pretty much mostly wrong most of the time. So, and we should admit it when we are. I mean, we told you, told you yesterday too, like, hey, we were wrong about our particular price calls for what we thought was going to be the culmination of last year. Man, it was tough. So this time, just kind of looking at what this pattern was looking like for Bitcoin and where liquidity was sitting down in these lower levels, we were just looking like it was more of a higher probability of max pain going into the next few days, and it played out exactly as predicted. These order blocks is what I was tuning into to get the prices revealed of where we could potentially go. And this was the same with Ethereum. So the prices actually hit like kind of just like A, B, C. It was just like a 1, 2, 3. And we said that on each of these spots, and potentially what the market can do is it'll wick into that spot, get a bit of a recovery, and then it's, you know, there's a more high probability that it goes to that next level, lower level of liquidity. And so this is what happened. So if you're looking at the daily candle here, and the daily candle for today, this Saturday, down 8%. So got pretty cooked here. And the same, we had those price calls here for Ethereum, the 2600 and that 2400. And it just, yeah, ETH went down 12% as well. So Bitcoin down 8%, ETH down 12%. And I'd imagine the altcoins are not looking too hot. I mean, we got AGI down 20%, Brett down 20%, Radium down 20%. And if you look at the areas where price has gone to, we talked about the October 10th liquidation event that happened. Binance recently just released a statement providing their investigation and their answer as to why it happened. They didn't really focus too much on what we thought they should have, is talking about the massive collateralized loans and leverage that was being used with the USDE stablecoin. So that is a big reason why we had a domino effect of what caused altcoins to go right into this area. So the market kind of went back and clawed back some of those losses, and then it's just been a downtrend right back into the same area we just were. So this is, if not worse than what we had on October 10th, and Bitcoin went a lot lower. Because if you think about it, Bitcoin held up a little bit better than what all the alts did. Alts went to 2022 lows, and XRP went to 2022 lows, and then Bitcoin kind of held up a little stronger. But this is now where we have alts going back to that area and Bitcoin going into these lower liquidity areas to match what ultimately became a pattern that completed as a head and shoulders. So if you're looking at the head and shoulders here, big head and shoulders on Bitcoin, that right shoulder completing down into the liquidity, lower liquidity here. And the next area, if you look, is going to be at the order block down here, which is that final support at 67, what we had previously that sent us up into over 100K the last time. And this was in October 2024, not October 2025, because you can see the difference in the price right here. Right on October 10th, and that's what sent us out. But we were at all-time highs. So this is crazy. The last bear market, quote, bear market that we had, full bear market, was at 16,000. This was in basically November, October of 2022. Bitcoin bottomed at $15,000. And so what could the bottom be here for Bitcoin? Could it be 59,000, 60,000? And Nico's cool vid says, all I want to know is what's the ticker? All right, well, the ticker's always been Bitcoin. I mean, if you're going to ask me that question, you know, sir, what I'm going to tell you. The ticker's always been Bitcoin. It's our favorite meme coin. And so right now, this is where you have to become a believer in crypto and know that this is par for the course. So why prices are consolidating down is I think that in connection with Binance, and not just Binance, all the big exchanges, whoever's controlling a lot of the, you know, the futures markets and volume when it comes to Bitcoin, Ethereum, and these major alts. I mean, if they're gonna make more money on liquidating you to the downside, they're gonna do that instead of paying you for trying to go long in the market. And we actually went into a conversation with Graham on the last time he was on the channel. Shout out to Graham Taylor. Basically, he's like, look, the market's gonna not pay you. They're more likely going to liquidate you instead. They don't have the money to pay you anyway. That's the difference. It's like, imagine they let everyone get their trades in and get the longs and get all the stuff and everyone gets paid. I don't think that's going to be the case. So it's more so higher probability that we get max pain on both sides. And it's easier to probably send these prices down, especially with the sentiment, the setup. Clarity Act isn't passed yet, and we have money and capital sitting on the sidelines. And so wouldn't it be perfect for all of this stuff to go right back down into those areas where they scooped it up the last time? And this is the same thing you could say with SHIB, you could with SOL, you could look at the SOL BTC ratio as a perfect look. And I said, oh my gosh, this is when we're going to be buying SOL, is actually when the ratio goes back into the last time where we had support. Because if you see, the ratio is right in the buy zone. Now we said buy, this is the buy zone. So, and for leverage trades, it potentially, we can find a bottom here. And look, it's not gonna be guaranteed. You could get stopped out. But if you're gonna get even close to the range, say SOL bottoms at 90 and it runs to 300, ooh, spot leverage, whatever it may be. And like we said, we explained exactly how to do this using the WEEX exchange. And we gave you the levels, we gave you the setup and how you can send the crypto into the exchange, use spot to be able to get the USDT, transfer it into the futures, and then be able to catch some of these moves. Now, it's not going to be easy, but there is going to be opportunities. And for instance, like ETH right now, sitting at $2,373, it's definitely still got some sell pressure. We have, the market is still looking to eye some lower levels. I mean, if you look at how ETH is looking right now, the next order block to be hit hasn't been hit. This one got hit, and I think the next one could be 2,100. And that is the liftoff point of where we got sent to the last all-time high, which is around about 5K, right at the top here. And this was just in August of 2025. So it makes sense to me that they're just ready to scoop up ETH all in these levels right here. And if we can put in a limit order, like I said, I showed you guys how we can do limit orders on this particular exchange. And then you can set your take profits and your stop loss right in the trade on a market or a limit order. And you say, okay, here's where a lot of that liquidity is sitting. We got nice support here. It's also down here too at 1,300. So yeah, 2,100, 1,500 potential strike zones for ETH. So if you are trading, this is your opportunity to put your money where your mouth is. This is it. And we have key levels of resistance, right at the top of 3,300. These are potential take profit ones that you can hit. Also up at the top at 3K, but mainly up at 3,400 if you're wanting to let the trade run, be a little bit more of a swing trade. But if you're looking at this overall trend, and you kind of just put it, you can even just put it through here. Then once ETH finds its bottom, the next obvious spot is going to be going over 5K, trying to get up into that 6K region. If you're going to go from the top of the candle here and to the top of the candle here, then bottom here. And then it just, you see kind of this is like a channel, bit of a channel forming. Where's it going to go? How low can it go? But this is what is happening. And then also combined with this, if you're wondering, why is it going down so low? Well, they've been also outflowing out of the ETFs for Bitcoin and Ethereum. So mainly, if you think about it, just yesterday, BlackRock alone offloaded $528 million of Bitcoin ETF outflows. And then if you look at Ethereum, same, they did 157, and then Fidelity also was selling as well. So for the past few weeks, they have basically been more so selling than buying right now. We appreciate you guys coming in. We just wanted to give you a quick update. Someone made Kenyatta, if you're watching right now, you made me feel bad. You're like, where are you right now where your community needs you? They're like, why we're in this crisis. I was like, I just made a video yesterday calling the bear scenario, and I went live too. And it's calling, I was like, this is potentially what could be happening. I'm like, what else do you want? So what else do you want from me? Straight up, I was like, man, you made me feel bad. I was like, all right, I guess I'll go live. I mean, I thought I was going to give myself one little day off, but I was like, all right, fine. I was like, geez. I was like, I don't know what else you want. I mean, look, if you're in the Discord yesterday, I posted, this is probably a high probability chance we get some more lower levels. I was like, I don't think they're going to give it to us from there. I was like, I think that's the bottom. It'd be crazy. They're going to make it that easy. That's too easy. They've never made it that easy. When was it ever that easy? That's what I think is hilarious about this market sometimes. Is just like, come on, guys. Like, it's just a little bit of trickery here that we have to deal with. But here in this community, our goal here is to navigate the trickery and know that all financial games are games. All of it, all finance is a game being played. And so we have to figure out how that game is being played. And we, hopefully use it to our advantage without the least amount of harm to other people. I think that's the goal, right? So that's why we have to explain, we want to tell you about the risks. This is not a risk-free game, but in this community, we want to figure it out. And that's the key, is to manage the risk, figure out how your trading strategy is going to work for you, apply what we've been teaching you on this channel, whether it comes to price action, support resistance, using the order block detector to be able to snipe some entries. We can do this with any asset. And especially now that everything is tokenized, a lot of it is, we got a lot of futures trading. A lot of people are, now on, prediction markets, but we want to, definitely get the focus towards like the difference between you betting on prediction markets and you getting a mega sniped entry on on the internet settlement layer of money, ETH, for applications and privacy. And you're getting the absolute bottom, like it's like longing Amazon at like 100, at like its price before it went up 60,000%. This is the kind of crap that we're trying to, have happen for our community, is us getting these entries and being able to make some massive moves here, because we're at the pivotal point. I mean, you're looking at ETH right now on the daily and you're just like, ooh, how does this not get you bullish? Like, I'm not bearish at all. We're in bearish territory, but you have to flip your mindset and be like, this is it. I remember when it felt like this the last time, and that was when we were able to trade up an account from $100 to over $10,000. It's possible. And we're going to do it. Me and you guys, we're going to do it together. And if you're feeling what I'm feeling, smash up that like button, share this with a friend, and get inside the Discord and the Telegram, because it is getting heated in here, and we're constantly posting, the TA. And it's not just me too. We have really awesome people, a part of the team, that are adding value as well. So it's not just me blabbing my mouth. There's other people that we have in here that we trust and that we've added to the crew. So make sure you guys are showing your support, and the dips are gifts. But if it dips, it dips, but it keeps on dipping, and you're like, okay, this dip is sour, and the dip has been sitting on the table, and it's going to give me food poisoning. I don't know if I can eat any more of this dip. But I think a lot of what has been happening with the sentiment, I guess, around what's been happening in the markets is, you see these, like, it's easy to be like, oh, I called the price. Oh, I knew the price was going to go here. I had an instinct of this is, I knew this was going to happen. Well, a lot of us haven't been able to do anything about it. Let's just be honest. That's why there's been crash outs. That's why people quit. That's why people are getting discouraged, because they tried to do stuff about it, but in the wrong places, maybe holding alts, like primarily alts, and they went down 95% to zero. And then at the same time, gold and silver is pumping. You have everything happening on the inverse of what you thought was going to be happening. And then right when you're seeing the price is doing exactly what you are now instinctually feeling, you have no capital to do anything about it. I guarantee you that's like 80% of CT right now. They're like, I want to buy the dip. I can't. They're like, sir, with what capital? That's what's happening right now. And I know this to be true. No one will admit it. Here's the honest truth. No one wants to admit they're washed out of capital to even buy the dip. Even if you knew it was going to happen, where are you going to get the money? That's why people feel the way they do. It's tough knowing the suits are going to buy the F out of this dip right now, and we got stuck 95% in altcoins. So, but, a big but, capital B-U-T, we can still take advantage. We have to find a way. We have to own up and know that we made a mistake, and say, next time, have capital sitting on the sidelines, just like the suits do. And take it on the chin. And so that's what we're going to do. All right, guys. I don't know if there's anything else to cover. I think that's it. We want to also remind you guys, check out the links in the description. Remember, we're partnered up with WEEX. We think we're going to have a really cool journey with WEEX here. They're doing some really good things. I think they are really doing a cool focus on building relationships with the content creators. So, and I think that's really important. So we love the support, and want to make sure you guys are learning how to use the exchange by us, giving you these examples in the live stream. We're going to be posting a dedicated video that's going to show you exactly how to use everything inside the platform and to where we can take advantage of these entries. And then do me a favor. If you sign up, and when you sign up for the exchange and with my link, you will get bonuses. You will get deposit bonuses, and there's a lot of different promotional incentive bonuses that you can do. So you can as well as get a bonus by signing up and depositing, but then also you can link your accounts. You can do different things to then get extra bonuses, and you can end up with like $250 extra to be able to trade and do what you please with it. So make sure you guys are doing that, and make sure go back and look at and watch this channel or watch this video and see those prices and potential areas that we call, because then you can, set a limit order, set a snipe order in there, and see if you can get that mega entry. And then let me know, send me a P&L card, send me what you got, and I want to know what your setup is. And make sure when you do that, you're posting it inside the Discord, so then it gets the conversation going in the community, and it shows action, it shows engagement, and we will do our best to comment on that and see how it's all looking. So make sure you guys are doing all of that. And again, thank you for tuning into this quick market breakdown. I hope that helps, clears up a little bit of the confusion of why this might even be happening the way it is, and we can use this to our advantage to stay alive through the volatility to the upside. Let's go. All right. I appreciate it, guys. Thank you very much. We'll see you on the next one. Peace out.